For about the next 45 minutes to an hour, we're going to talk about relationship funnels. This is going to be a workshop on attracting and closing your ideal clients on autopilot with the relationship funnel. Now, I can tell you all of the cool, fancy little things that I want to. I can get into me and about me and why I should be up here doing this and all of that shit. But really, let's see what some of our students have done with this. So this first one is Wendy. This comment came in. She said, okay, I'm about to jump on a client call, so can't give details at the moment, but I must say you guys are geniuses. I tried one small thing Landon told me last week, almost in passing, and the result has been staggering. Wow, yes, I will come back later to explain. And she did. This is Marcus. Marcus has been in our world for a month and a half or so, and he jumped in, got right into it, and started going through a couple of things. When he reached out to me, the first thing he said was, what got me was this relationship funnel thing. I know who my people are. I totally know who I want to go after. I don't need that piece of it. So if you still think this is for me, then I'm in. But I want to make sure that this isn't just like 19 hours of teaching me how to go find my ideal prospects. And I said, cool, man. Yes, it's still for you. And it's not just about that, but I would suggest taking 15 or 20 minutes to go through that section and see if you still feel that way afterwards. He was completely blown away with a couple of little tweaks that he made because of some things that I said that absolutely changed his business. He's been in business for, I think, 11 or 12 years doing high-end videography stuff, and he's now doing a course on that. And some of the things that we got into with the ICA absolutely changed the way he did this. And then he says, since implementing some of these, it's already generated new sales. He wasn't even into the relationship funnel aspect of the course yet. Moving on. Liz, if you're still with us, give me a big thumbs up and a heart in the comments. So Liz is on the other side of the planet, and she runs a brick and mortar business. She says, before the course, my highest month was $8,000 in sales. Since taking the course, I haven't dropped below 11. And since January, I haven't dropped below 13. And keep in mind, a lot of you guys in this, watching this, are local brick and mortar people. And you're asking, is this just online? No, it's not. Okay. She goes on to say, even if the next 3 months are bad and I bring in 10 grand per month, I will still be on track to do 6 figures in sales this financial year. On top of that, she was closed for 3 months during that. Moving on. Nick, well, that was easy. Good things happen when you follow the ways of the sales gorilla. I just had a potential client basically begging to give me money so we could get started. Before practicing the ways of the gorilla, I really didn't enjoy spending time with my clients. Let's just say that my stomach would go a bit queasy when I saw that they were calling. Not any longer. How about Robert? Robert had a huge win today, just sent the paperwork off to close a $6,000 deal, double what he was normally doing at that time. Here he is a little bit later with a new car. It's not a Lambo, but it's a new Ford Escape. And it's all totally possible because of gorillas. How about Cameron? I'll explain tomorrow on the call. 5 new clients this week, all from your techniques. Then he says, this changed my life and I've only been in the program for a week. I might even buy it again. After that, another comment. I literally made 10 grand within 3 days of joining this program. No joke. Look for the testimonial post in the group. Here's Andrew. When he first joined us for this, his thing was, cool, I'm totally in. It makes perfect fucking sense, but I'm a new-ish business owner and I want to make sure that I can recoup this like immediately. He committed to getting a client that day before he even got into module 1. A couple of things I'm going to share with you guys today he used, and he got himself a client that paid for the course. Amy Smith did the same exact thing. She joined, and on day 1, module 1, not only learned a lot, but I implemented the Gorilla 2-step that Landon told me to implement, and I got a new client as soon as I put it on Facebook. Yep. Here's Jeff Brody. Jeff's been in business for a long-ass time, and in more than 25 years of studying courses on sales and marketing, this is by far the best course I've ever engaged in. 50 grand in contracts to be delivered this quarter given to us today in briefing meeting. No sales, no bullshit, 100% relationship. And oh yeah, that's in addition to my monthly 35K recurring revenue, which is growing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fucking awesome sauce. Here's Jess and Mike. I feel like coming into this tribe and going through this course has changed the trajectory of this business and the other businesses we're working on. Fucking amazeballs. And of course, there's Kate. Within 2 weeks, she started signing more clients, and she feels a whole lot better than she was feeling before. I finally feel like I'm on the right track, and I truly feel like my dream clients are coming true. Luke, boom, first retainer client, and landed him without being salesy. Absolutely amazeballs. So, is any of that what you're looking to do? If it is, put it in the comments. Let me know that that's what you're looking for. Getting clients without being salesy, having them come to you, getting clients on day one, totally turning the whole process around. If that's what you're looking for, let me know. But first, let's figure out if we're a good fit real quick. I want to go over who this is for because I don't want you doing something that you shouldn't do because it's not a fit. You need to be a business owner, meaning you're a coach or a consultant or a freelancer or a service-based business owner, meaning you've got something to sell. And you want to focus on your clients and not having to prospect for new ones all the time. And you kind of want your clients coming to you pre-sold. Here's the fine print. You got to be good at the thing that you do, and you must have a genuine desire to help your market. Obviously, you need to have something for sale. And here's a big-ass disclaimer for you. Most people looking for a silver bullet, whiz-bang 2000 to magically fill their pipeline full of hot leads who have too much money and the inability to say no for any reason are going to fail no matter what I or anyone else can teach them. Seriously, I can lead you to water, but if I try and make you drink and stick your head in that bucket, I'm just going to drown you. Does that make sense? Cool. Check this out real quick. You like presents, right? Well, today I'm going to give you 3. If you use these 3 things, you will be able to get clients like right now, today. Other people have done it. This is just how it works. The reason that I'm doing this is I want to give you some results in advance. Okay, there's a lot of really quick, easy wins that are tactic-y that you can employ to get clients. There's a whole lot more to it than that. Okay, I'm going to give you the real quick, easy things to do right now. Go get yourself some clients. Okay, let's get into this. The Gorilla 2 spot. This is a super simple script that you use to pull in clients right now without coming off desperate or pushy. This also allows you to position yourself as an authority who commands premium prices without seeming like a douche canoe. It works like this. This is the script. This is what you'd post. Okay, this go on Facebook. This can go on LinkedIn. This can go in an email if you've got an email list. Something along the lines of this. I just wrapped up a project for a client, short story of what happened, what results they got, etc. And I've got a couple of spots available. If you'd like to blank without blank, PM me. Now this does several things. This notifies your marketplace that you do XYZ for people like them, that you've done it and you told a story on what somebody that did this with you was able to get from it. It also lets them know that there is an opening. You're inviting them to message you of, hey, I want that fucking thing. Let's talk. Lots of people know what you do. But if lots of people think that you're busy or it might not be the perfect fit, or simply they don't get an invite, they don't take action. Okay. This works amazing as long as you don't overdo this. Okay. This is one of those things that you use on occasion. Present number 2, this is the re-engager. This is a short script that we use to re-engage a prospect that you thought would convert into a client, but for whatever reason is still on the fence. Typically, you've had conversations in the last 3 to 6 months with somebody, and the conversation went great, and for whatever reason, you didn't tie down that next conversation. You think that they're going to end up messaging you back, and they kind of fell through the cracks. And a lot of people remember that, oh, that one guy, Bob, but it's been too long, and I didn't follow up with him and all this and that. If you use this script, and it goes like this: hey, Bob, are you still interested in result Hey, Bob, are you still interested in whatever it is that you do? Okay. That's all this is. It re-engages them. It re-engages the conversation. It allows them the opportunity to respond, and it opens it in a way that you're not like being desperate. Hey, Bob, are you still interested in making 20 grand on that thing we talked about 3 months ago? It's simple. But this will catch the attention of the people that are actually on the fence, that maybe on their end it slipped through the cracks because they've got too many things going on in their world, right? And it brings the conversation back to light, okay? Use this. Here's the third one. If you're not setting the agenda on your sales conversations, you're losing most of the people that could buy and should buy, and you're making your sales conversations difficult because you're not setting the tone for the conversation, right? And since there's no agenda set, they have no idea what to expect or how to play by the rules because you haven't set any. This does three things. This gets their agreement to let you lead the conversation. It removes their defensive walls completely in almost all cases. And it gets their permission to make them an offer if you choose to do so. It also allows you to tell them no if they're not the right fit. It goes something like this. So you get into a conversation with somebody that's a prospect, and obviously you both know it's a sales conversation. Or when somebody that could be a prospect asks you this question, cool, man, so tell me what you do. Most people just go right into the, here's all the shit that I do. And most people step in a big pile of shit when they do that because there's no agenda set. Here's how this works. Cool, Bob, let's do this. First, I'm going to ask you some questions. Then I'm going to tell you all about what I do. And then you're going to get to ask me all the questions that you've got. And at that point, if it makes sense for us to work together, we can discuss what that looks like. Is that fair? Sounds simple, but this will change probably 95% of the sales conversations that you have with all of your prospects, good, bad, or indifferent. All right. If that's cool, post it in the comments. Let me know that you think that's cool. I've got a question for you. Let's pretend for a moment that you could consistently enroll 10 or 20 or even $30,000 in new clients on autopilot without being a douche canoe. It's reasonable, and I'm going to show you how. The rest of this training, we're going to go over a couple of things. How you can attract high quality, high paying clients and close deals using a special kind of sales pitch. It's not a sales pitch, okay? If you're pitching to somebody, you are absolutely in the wrong business. And if you're about closing deals, your mindset's in the wrong fucking place to actually work with high ticket clients. How about this? You can attract high quality, high paying clients and enroll clients using a special kind of sales process. Much better. And you can do all this regardless of your sales ability. Next, we're going to talk about the sleazy sales tactics that most freelancers use by default. This is the crap that destroys your chances of landing high-paying clients that aren't a total nightmare to deal with. And what to do instead. After that, we're going to cover how to build a simple prospecting machine in just a few hours. Once this system's set up, it can deliver an endless stream of the best pre-sold prospects for you on autopilot. Day after day, no more time wasters. And we're going to fix your sales problem. We're also going to talk about how you can ethically raise your prices 2 to 10 times without feeling weird while only working with your very best clients. We're also going to get to how to get your perfect clients to write your offers for you. Because I get it. You have a good month and then a bad month or two. Lots of work, then nothing. You're high, then you're low, and you feel like you're chasing after that next client or frantically hoping that referral or that mention on Facebook enrolls with you so you don't have to rev up that dreaded cold approach thing again. Spending all your free time posting on social media, or worse, having conversations with lots of people that seem interested, but they flake out. And the absolute worst thing ever, you have a great conversation only to hear, that sounds awesome, but I ain't got no monies. That sucks. And it's one of the biggest things that keeps you feeling stuck. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's not all fucked up. maybe you've just hit a glass ceiling. You're working with decent clients, but you're like, man, I so should be making twice or 3 times or 4 times what I'm making, but I can't figure out how to get more clients because I'm buried doing client work. Maybe you feel like your clients don't get it. Maybe you feel like you really don't like most of your clients. You want to have more impact on clients who actually give a damn about what you do and how you can help them impact their world. I get it. If you feel like you're struggling with any of that, all of those problems aren't really the problem. The real problem is this. You don't have a sales problem. You have a prospect problem. Let me repeat that. You don't have a sales problem. You have a prospect problem, which can be solved by implementing 3 simple things, but not these keys. These ones. And these lead to more money, consistent income, being chased by high-ticket clients who take action, less work. This eliminates the competition, and it allows you to decide who you want to work with instead of just taking on anyone and everyone who will say yes. Sounds rad, right? But who are you and how do you know this? Well, for those of you that don't know me, my name's Landon. You might know me as the Sales Gorilla, and I teach coaches, consultants, and service-based business owners how to acquire their perfect clients without acting or feeling like a douche canoe. For 15 years, I was one of the top sales producers in 2 different industries, and the strategies I teach were responsible for well over 100 million in sales across several product lines for me, and these can be applied online or off. They're principles, not tactics. The problem was the sales gig. I spent 15 years doing it. I got to the point where I fucking hated it. I hated the entire thing, but mainly it was the industry that I was in, the company that I worked for. And at the end of the day, really, I was just bored. So back in 2016, Ash and I decided, Ash is my wife, we decided to do a parenting thing, help parents deal with preteens because they are a giant pain in the ass. During that process, we built a group and a course and the whole 9 yards. And I ended up in a Facebook ads group, bought a Facebook ads course, and was having conversations with other people that were running Facebook ads. And I was asking them questions like, cool, so I'm running this ad set, I'm running it like this, image or video or carousel or this or that or whatever. And because I do what I do, I'm building relationships with these people. And after a short period of time, there was a handful of people that were starting to tell me about their day and what was going on with them and clients and all of that. And since that's kind of like my jam, they'd say something like, man, I got this guy 20 some leads and I know he closed some of them, but he just told me that he wasn't interested in signing up with me. I was like, well, tell me about that. And they would start breaking down what happened and how it happened. And because they're helping me with questions that I'm asking them about the ad thing, I kind of feel like helping them, right? We've built a relationship. It doesn't take but about a month and a half or 2 months of this that I've got about a half a dozen people that I'm kind of coaching through this getting clients thing and sales conversations. And one week, 5 of them, 3 on one day, 1 the next, and 1 the following are all like, dude, you need to fucking teach this. This being the sales thing. And the first time the first person said it, I was like, dude, no the fuck I don't. I'm done with that. I've got zero interest. And then it happened again a couple hours later that same day. And I was like, really? Is this a joke? The third time it happened, I was like, seriously, are you guys all like fucking with me? And then it happened again the next day. And then a couple of days after that, somebody said the same thing to me. So kind of got pulled into this. And here we are. Right now, as I record this is April of 2018. This has been about 15 months since that happened. For the last 15 months, we've been helping coaches, consultants, service-based business owners get clients without being salesy. Effectively, I help people leverage their true genius zone, identify their highest paying clientele, solidify their positioning to acquire their perfect clients, often double or tripling their income while cutting their workload in half. And I'm a real boy. Check this out. I don't do the shiny, polished up, leaning in front of a rented car in front of a leased mansion and all of that hype, stupid crap, because that's not real. I've got a real family with real kids. I'm a real guy, and I don't play that salesy crap. But I still get super high ticket clients coming to me, asking me to help them with their thing. And I'm going to show you how to do the same. Rad, but I didn't wake up with these superpowers magically one day. This is a little bit different story. About halfway through my sales career, I woke up one day and on my way to work, realized that I absolutely couldn't stand what my life was. I was pissed off. I was frustrated. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to do the thing. And it occurred to me over a couple of months period of time that the reason that I felt the way that I did was that I didn't actually like the people that I was working with. I was super able to close anybody and anyone that would stay on the phone long enough. If they did that, they fucking bought. The problem with that is then I had to deal with them beyond that, right? 2 months down the road, 4 months down the road, 9 months down the road. And I've got all these clients that really, not only do I not like, but for the most part, I can't stand them. That really makes for a shitty situation. So I went about figuring out why that was like that. And what it came down to for me was that it was really all about relationships. Make sense? Cool. Here's why it's all about relationships. We as a culture globally for the last 100 years have been hounded and beat on and mind fucked by people who are good at psychological games for the purpose of getting us to buy something. And it's happened for so long that we're tired of it. Enter the internet. For the last 20 years, we've become more connected. And because we are so more connected with so many more people all of the time, all of that salesy crap just became more and more apparent to the point where we can see it coming from a mile away. It's being called a relationship economy. And here's why. There's a few ingredients that you need to absolutely have to make a sale. Know, like, and trust. We're going to get into these here in a minute. But because we're so connected and because there's so much available to us on the internet, that we as consumers have figured out how to avoid ads and marketing about all of the things that we don't really want to be confronted with. That means that we spend our time connecting with people. It's all about relationships. And this is how consumers are choosing how they buy what they buy and not by being sold. Here's the deal. You don't have a sales problem. You have a prospect problem. I've said that a couple of times, but let's dig into this. Not all leads are equal. I want you to say it again. Not all leads are equal. Here's the old way. Okay. The old way to getting clients and doing sales means that you need a lot of prospects. Okay. They've got to need it and they got to be easily reachable. Ooh, cool. We've got the internet. I can fucking spam. I can send 200,000 cold emails a week. That's bullshit. And what this means is basically you're going after everybody. And if you're talking to everyone, you're not talking really to anybody. The biggest problem with this as a business owner is prospecting takes a huge amount of time because you've got to weed through all of the no's to get a couple of yeses. And the only way to really be effective at that and close some of them is the old fuck you pay me thing. That's the traditional sales stuff that your prospects don't want to have anything to do with. And you've kind of figured out that you don't really want to do that. I want to get clients without being salesy. How the fuck do you do that? Well, you don't do it by using manipulation. You don't do it by trying to persuade people. You don't do it by hard closing people. You know, that's being salesy. None of us like that. The way that we were taught was basically you find a prospect, you find common ground, you build rapport with them, you extract their pain points. And once you find a pain point, you fucking poke and prod until they finally give in and say, please just fucking stop, take my money. And congratulations. Now you have a weak ass client who can't fucking stand you that you get to deal with month in and month out. Don't know about you, but that doesn't sound a whole lot fun to me. Oh, and by the way, don't forget, always be closing. which really means always be prospecting. God forbid you stop. If this is the way you're building your business, if you stop doing it, guess what? The client flow stops. Even though most of those clients are a pain in the ass to deal with because they were closed, bro. Yeah. I don't know about you, but none of that sounds awesome sauce to me. So let's get back to the new way of doing it. Key number 1, it is really all about leads not being equal. Okay. Ideal client avatar. This is somebody that is absolutely 100% perfect for you. Ideal means perfect. Okay. This has got to be based on your wants and needs, built around your values. It's also built around your genius zone, that one thing that you just love doing. And specifically for the top tier of your market. Top tier meaning specific, very specific. What is the one thing that you do that you absolutely kill it at? This is the natural way, okay? This is all about relatability, who we're naturally attracted to. We're all inherently attracted to certainty and belonging. It's attraction. It's natural, which means it's real and it's based on relatability. Know, like, and trust are a natural byproduct of relating with somebody. We're driven to help those that we care for, which means ultimately more impact and more money. And that also means that you don't have to try and influence or persuade anybody. Here's the old way. This is the salesy bullshit that's been figured out and taught and beat into our heads as salespeople for the last 100 years. Manufactured relatability, right? You build rapport, you find common ground. Why do you do all those things? So you can build know, like, and trust. This is the actual part of sales that we fucking hate. And the reason that we actually don't like it's because it doesn't feel good, because I actually don't really like that guy. It's like, I want the thing, I need the thing. Yeah, all that makes sense, but that's why it's salesy. The new way is that you focus on who you naturally relate with. Be real and own who you are. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, post it in the comments. If you're with me and you're tracking what we've covered so far, post it in the comments. The idea here is that you get to be your own weird ass self. And if you do that, you're going to be able to get clients that actually love you for being you. This is the relationship economy. Makes sense? It's okay, I promise. We all love to buy. We all hate the salesy bullshit. So, key number 2 is the yes conversation. The yes conversation is a short verification and requalification process after they're already sold on it. This kind of lead, they want it, they need it. They already get what you're offering. They understand the price and they get it that you're not cheap. They're ready to get started now. And the yes conversation allows you to spend time with only those who are qualified. You get to make sure that they're the right fit before they obligate you with their money. And if you need to, you get to tell them no if they're not the right fit. This positions you as the prize instead of the other way around. This is one of the key ingredients to being able to raise your prices. You get to charge a premium and work with premium clients, and you get to become the go-to, the sought-after one in your industry. And you get to make them the offer without all the typical salesy crap. Example, the yes conversation is kind of like selling ice cream to kids, right? That's not a very hard sale, is it? They're already sold. They're qualified. They're ready to buy. They want the fucking ice cream. They know what it is. They know what it costs. They know what they want. They go to the ice cream guy, right? Like kids want ice cream, your ICAs will actually seek you out, ready to buy, and have all of their questions answered before they get to you. Like I said, the yes conversation is a short verification and requalification process, meaning all the heavy lifting everyone tries to use a sales conversation for is already done. The only thing left for you to say is yes. Does that sound a little more fun? If that sounds more fun, let me know in the comments. So the yes conversation is possible when you have a relationship funnel. This is key number 3. So your clients are basing their buying decisions on relationships, right? Which is created by real relatability. But they still need to go through that one thing, a sales conversation, but they don't want you there for it. And you probably don't want to have hundreds of conversations with people just to land a couple of clients. So it's 2018. We has technology. And while we're at it, let's leverage what our prospects are already doing. They're creeping. Researching. If you've identified your ICA and you actually understand them, you know what they want, you know what they need, and you understand that in their language, you can automate the entire sales conversation, which allows you to answer all of their questions, qualify them on their time, not yours. It pre-sells them for you, and it even makes them apply to work with you if you want to add that step before you ever get on the phone with them. This means that you'll be able to build relationships, qualify and disqualify thousands of prospects without doing all that doing. And ultimately, only spend time with people who want it, need it, can pay for it, and are ready to get started now. In other words, the relationship funnel automates the sucky part of the sales conversation and sets you up to have the best part, the yes conversation. Because, check this out, getting clients requires two ingredients, leads and a sales conversation. But you don't want to be there for that sucky part, and you don't want to spend all your time doing the thing. The only way to do that and have a life without having to chase leads, try to convince or persuade people, take on every opportunity because you need that next client, like right now, yesterday, the only way to do that and have a life is to have a relationship funnel. It's 2018. We can automate that shit. And this is how you double or triple your income while cutting your workload in half. Best of all, not having to do any of that sucky part, the prospecting, talking to lots of people who don't want it, can't afford it, aren't ready to get started. Because don't you have a life to live? I don't know about you, but I want to spend all my time working with my awesome sauce clients, and the rest of my time I want to spend living my life. I don't want to be trying to find a needle in a haystack every other day because I need that next client. So you're probably thinking, yeah, how do I create a relationship funnel? Well, guess what? I've already given you an example. Seriously, it can be as simple as the Gorilla 2 spot. Literally, an entire relationship funnel can be as simple as the Gorilla 2 spot. But here's a spoiler alert. There are many different kinds of relationship funnels. This is just one of them. But if you don't overcomplicate this and you stick to the basics, you'll be fine. So far, we've covered your ideal client avatar. These are your leads, your perfect for you clients. Okay, they're not all the same, and you really need to understand who it is that you actually want to work with and why. The second thing is you need a yes conversation, right? This is the sales conversation, but only the fun part. You don't want to have 1,000 sales conversations to land 20 clients. Realistically, you should have 25 or 30 conversations to land 20 clients. The only way to do that is by letting all of those 1,000 people go through an automated version of your sales conversation and only deal with the people that have their hand raised. I want it. I need it. I get it. I know how much it costs. You're the one to get me there. Where do I put my fucking money? That's the yes conversation. Thing 3, the relationship funnel. This does all of that sucky part for you. If you know who they are and you know what message they want to hear, and we're going to get into that here in a second, and you understand how to put this in front of them, relationship funnel does all of that prospecting and all of those sales conversations for you. So you can go about living your life and working with your clients that you actually want to spend your time with. Can you see how these 3 keys will bring you your perfect clients without doing that sucky part? Like, does this make sense? I got a question for you. How much is a client worth to you? How many clients do you need a month? Seriously, write that down. How much is a client worth to you, and how many do you need a month? What if you doubled your current fee? How much would 3 clients a month be at that? How about 5 or 8 or 10? How many clients do you want every month? All it takes is these three things: identifying your ICA, the yes conversation, and a mechanism to bring them to you, a relationship funnel. Here's another question for you. Would you like some help with that? If you don't want your perfect clients pursuing you, ready to get started and paying you top dollar, now is the time to split. Seriously, no hard feelings, because I'm going to make you an offer, but this is only for you if you do want your perfect clients chasing you, paying you what you're actually worth. Is that you? If so, let me introduce you to the perfect client attraction system. So we've got this broken down into two main sections, the course and bonuses. I'm going to go through the course real quick. We've got it broken down into 6 weeks. It's basically the formula in your ideal clients, how to find your ideal clients, the client getting system, relationship funnels, managing clients, and the sales gorilla. Week 1, the formula and your ideal clients. This will give you some quick wins to get clients on day 1, and you're going to learn the formula to identify your perfect clients. Okay, this is deep. This is like about you. You get to have fun with this and decide who you actually want to work with and who you don't. Okay, who you want to work with should be the people that pay you the most. They're the easiest to work with and that you get to have the most impact with. Okay, these people you'd work with for free, but we don't recommend doing that. Kind of like this. Okay, week 1, Cameron says, this changed my life and I've only been in this program for a week. I might just buy it again. Andrew, he wanted some quick wins, so he used what we taught him and got clients on day 1. In week 2, really, in order to make money as a coach or a consultant or a business owner, you need to find the right people to help. And here you're going to learn how to find them and how to ethically get them to write your message and your offers. Don't overlook how important this is. It is all about their language. We'll get back to that here in a minute. Mike loves it when a plan comes together, signing up his ideal clients, relationship marketing. I just signed up a client who is my ICA who just wasn't ready up till now. I held space for him, let him make his own decision at his pace while supporting him as the great person he is. Tonight he pulled the trigger. It's fucking rad. No slime, no grease. I love it when a plan comes together. Jennifer feels like hugging every single one of us because she discovered who her ICA actually is, and she's in love. Seriously, this changes everything. Week 3, the client getting system. Okay, when it comes to business, you're either paying with money or time. And for most of us, it's a mix of both. I'm going to give you back your time by showing you how to systemize your client getting process and only serve the people you love working with, which prevents burnout. You get to make more money and get a business that you actually love. Like this. Florice has clients coming to her, no cold calling, no stressful sales. Luke's getting messages from his clients when he sends them an invoice that say, thank you for being you and creating this opportunity. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty awesome sauce to me. Wouldn't it feel nice if your clients felt like they knew you before you had a sales conversation? This is what relationship funnels do. They allow your ideal clients to know, like, and trust you by actually being able to relate to you before you ever talk to them. This weeds out all the BS. This weeds out all the nonsense. And we're going to show you how to set it up. Like Brittany, I'm definitely getting clients. The best part, they're coming to me. It's awesome sauce. Week number 5, here's the deal with relationships. You need to know how to manage them, okay? You need to be able to bring the best clients on, but more important than that, week number 5, this is all about setting boundaries and managing expectations. And this is really the only way that you keep those relationships awesome. We're going to show you how to do that. In week number 6, this is all about the sales gorilla. Way back like 30 minutes ago, I told you a little bit about my story. I was a sales guy for 15 years. You need to understand the ins and outs and the actual process that is the sales process beyond a couple of word bites here and there. You need to understand the process, what the flow is, how to have those conversations, who's in charge, how to lead it, all of those pieces in actual sales conversation. Okay, you're going to learn how to do this. We're also going to take that information and we're going to teach you how to have the yes conversation, which is the fun part. But really, you can't really get good at it if you don't understand the real sales process. Learning the yes conversation changed how Anna did sales. She closed 2 out of 4 prospects she talked to. Oh, and she's excited about sales calls now. And they are so much easier. It's pretty awesome sauce. Since going over my sales convo with Mark last week, I've had 4 sales conversations and 2 conversions. Damn, that feels good. Yep. And of course, she can't wait to schedule more. Most of us don't like having sales conversations. Those of us that say we do, 99.9% of us are full of shit. We fucking hate it. It's just how it goes. Sales conversations. Nobody actually likes that. So you need to get some bonuses with this too, right? There's some key pieces to building a business and having all of these different avenues of the perfect clients coming to you. And one of the best ways to do that is building strategic partnerships. So bonus number 1, we're going to walk you through the process. And here's what that looks like. If you're going to be in the business of building relationships, it makes sense to do that beyond one-on-one, one client at a time. If you could build a relationship with somebody that serves basically your same market and they do a slightly different thing and you build an awesome sauce relationship with them, guess what? You give them the opportunity to build a stronger relationship with their own clients because they've got somebody to send their clients who can do the thing that you can do. And guess what? When you reciprocate this back and forth with people and you build a strategic connection, a strategic partnership, you get phone calls out of the blue from people that want it, need it, know you, and they come with a recommendation. This is referral business on steroids. And it kind of works like this. For those of you that have been in our world and know the relationships that Nick and I have and how we work together, I intentionally built a strategic partnership with Nick, and the case study on that is in the course in this bonus. Bonus number 2, high ticket case studies. Yeah, I know, I get it. Most of you are doing $1,500, $3,000, $5,000. How about an actual case study that walks you through the process behind the scenes to go from selling $3,000 to $30,000 jobs? What it takes, what it looks like, what you need to look at so you can actually go implement it. This is a good buddy of mine, Bobby. He's also one of my coaching clients. He's agreed to allow me to put this case study every other week. We do a coaching call, and that goes in this course. You get access to that. You get to be a fly on the wall, watch me break down somebody's business, every aspect to it, and give him what he needs to be able to go after high-ticket clients. Masterclass Vault. So if you've been in our Facebook group, you know that we do interviews that are pretty fucking awesome sauce. What you might not know is that that's for the free group. Those interviews that we do, we go on a much deeper dive with those people, and we put those in the course. This is the Masterclass Vault. Here's a couple of them. This is actually about LinkedIn and Bastion on relationship funnels. So let's talk about Bastion for a minute. Bastion teaches the ins and outs of the relationship builder system and how you can implement it into your business. His system's bringing him $50,000 projects on autopilot by simply building relationships with his prospects. Yep. How about Ashley? Last year in 2017, she did $30 million in a crowdfunding project and also generated $7 million for her clients. And I found out last week when we did this masterclass that that's only a small percentage of the clients because not every one of them reported their income from her work. Yep. Life coaching calls. Most people get a lot of information when other people ask someone questions because they didn't think of the question. How about over 40 awesome sauce recorded coaching calls and counting? Joshua is one of our students. This is one of the posts that he did in the group. Great call and advice last night. That client problem I'd been having is no longer a problem. Got what I needed, got a timeline down, and left them with saying they've never had such clarity working with somebody before. Do you stop being afraid? Fear of what other people think will always hold your business back. No doubt. So here's what this looks like. You get Week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6. You also get the bonuses. And on top of the bonuses, you get access to our student group. Now, here's where salesy presentations go through some mind-numbing value-proving process stack. All the things for like an hour, getting you all hot and bothered by persuading you with salesy tactics like, it's simple and totally worth it. Come on, dude. It's worth like $17 million. Don't miss out. Do it. And all of that shit. That's the salesy way. But homie, don't play that. It's not me. It's not how I do that. You don't have to either. See, we practice what we teach and what we preach. Sure, I believe the perfect client attraction system's worth at least $4,000. And the bonuses are easily worth 10 to 20 grand. I've shown you people that have actually used it and gotten awesome sauce results. Here's what the course and the bonuses look like together. On our sales page, we've totaled this to over $16,000, $16,623 between the course and the vault. But that doesn't really mean anything to you. So here's how to figure that out, meaning how much this is actually worth to you. Grab a pen and a piece of paper real quick. How much is a client worth to you? Seriously, how much is a client on average worth to you? And for those of you that say, oh, some of them are worth $500 and all the way up to like 30 grand. Yeah, cool, bro. Pick the actual average that your normal typical clients pay you and write that down. Now double that. And 3 of those would be how much? Seriously, like this. If a client's worth $2,000 to you and yet had 3 of those, that's $6,000. Well, if you had 3 of those a month for 12 months, that's $72,000. But let's be really conservative. Hell, 1 new client a month for 12 months at $2,000 each is $24,000 in the next 12 months. That's what Bradford did. Not only did he get a client for $2,000 doing this, but he wasn't even in module 1. It was the first thing in the course. Landed him a client for $2,000. Now let's take a look at the other end of the spectrum. What if you could charge way more? We teach you to go after the highest quality, highest paying clients. Remember Jeff? He got a $50,000 contract using what we teach. No BS. He simply followed the process, raised his prices, went after his ideal client. $50,000 in contracts to be delivered this quarter given to us today in a briefing meeting. ICAs are fucking awesome sauce. Amen to that. Really though, the real question is how much is your time worth? Now multiply that by 10 or 100. How much of that time do you want to spend prospecting, talking to people that don't actually want the thing that you do? Really? Prospecting sucks. And yeah, it sucks that bad. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong and you think I'm wrong and you love prospecting, post it in the comments. Seriously, I will engage you in a conversation about it. Cool? So I'll trade you. High ticket, high quality clients coming to you for $2,000. Fancy internet pricing, $19.97. For teaching you how to get your perfect clients coming to you. $19.97 once to get all your high ticket paying clients coming to you from now on. Sounds like a no-brainer. How about this? I'll even give you a 30-day, no bullshit, money-back guarantee. I don't even care what the reason is. You send an email to support. I don't even ever see it. 30 days. Make sense? Sound fair? Cool. Here's where you can get it. thesalesgorilla.com. This is kind of what it looks like in the back end. This is what you look at when you log in. You're also going to need some tools, right? You're going to need like actual walkthrough workbooks to be able to get these things out of your head and down on paper and adjusted and figured out. Yep. This is a brief idea of what those look like. There's a bunch of them. Here's Jason Dollinger. This is one of our first students. I'm going to make the grave understatement that I vastly underpaid for what I'm getting out of your course in these groups. Yep. Here you go. You want clients coming to you, high ticket, high quality, no bullshit, that you don't have to go out and like hunt and peck for and do all the BS on social media that everybody else is doing. Here's how you get it. thesalesgorilla.com. And you might be thinking, yeah, Landon, I get it. Sounds cool, but I'm an introvert. Let me tell you a little something about introverts. If you're an introvert, Prospecting for your next client is the last fucking thing you're going to spend your time doing willingly. And if you're looking at something to be able to help you get clients and you're an introvert, the biggest reason is because you're not prospecting. You're not prospecting enough. If you're actually an introvert, guess what? That's fantastic. You have real things about you that real people that need the thing you do will actually really relate to you about. And they're probably more apt to buy from you than some extroverted hardcore sales F you pay me guy. Does that make sense? Like, are you getting this? All right. I also hear a lot, yeah, dude, this is awesome sauce, but I don't have time. Okay, cool. How's that getting client process working for you? Prospecting and relying on this and that and the other to send you clients and posting in social media and all of that nonsense. Cool, I get it. Most of us do that to an extent. But do you want to be in 12 months or 18 months from now doing the same fucking thing, trying to stay at the same pace of getting clients that you're at now? Well, here's a little metaphor for you. If you want a tree in your backyard, there's 2 times to plant it. 20 years ago and today. If you don't have time and your business relies on getting clients, you've got a couple of options. You need to hire somebody that can get you clients like this, or you need to go through this process and implement it so you can get clients coming to you automatically. Yeah, Landon, but I'm not sure this is going to work for me. See, we do this thing and it's local and we're in this one little town and blah, blah, blah. Cool, bro. You sell something that people want, people need. Yeah. Do you have any competition in your area at all? Cool. That means that it's viable and people want and need the thing. Well, we're all basing our buying decisions on relationships. Yeah. If you sell something between a few $100 all the way on up and your clients actually exist, meaning your business model is proven, this will work for that. If you're doing e-commerce stuff or you're selling blue widgets for $3.99, no, don't do this. This wouldn't be for you. Yeah. I've bought other courses and have shiny object syndrome. It's this thing and it's that thing. Yep. Focus. It's an acronym. Follow one course until successful. And I don't mean a course that you bought to go through and learn how to do a thing. Pick a fucking action, go through it, implement it, and then pick another action and go through it and implement it and move on. Here's a little secret that nobody else in our industry is going to tell you. There are no magic bullets. There are no plug and play, fast little magic phrases that magically make shit happen. If this is you and you're buying this course and that course and this course and that course, what you're doing is you're looking for a Hail Mary pass. They don't fucking exist. Wake up, be a grown up, and figure out what you need to do to move your business forward. It might not be this course, but if you keep buying this thing and that thing and this thing and that thing and jumping from one coach to the other mentor and back and forth, you're never going to get anywhere. So unless you want to continue spinning your wheels, stop it and focus. Well, I've still got questions. Like this is awesome sauce and I've got questions. Cool. There's a little comment box over there and you can ask me your questions and I promise you will get an answer. If you've got an actual question, post it. I will respond to it. Yeah, you might be one of those people that I'm just watching to see how you do it. Cool. Here's another little interesting thing. My ideal client avatars, the people that are going to buy from us, are going to do so because they actually relate to me and what we're about and how we do things. You can take this entire presentation and you can go put all your own information into it. Don't be shocked when it doesn't convert for you. It really comes down to understanding who your perfect for you ideal client avatar is. By all means, look and watch and all of that, but understand there's a lot more going on behind the scenes than just what you see on the front end. If you're one of these people that you don't have the money, if you're actually good at the thing that you do and you weren't sold the dream last week and you think you're going to make $1 million next week magically because somebody sold you some shiny object, if you're actually good at the thing that you do, here you go. I talked about it at the beginning of this. Go use the Gorilla 2 spot. Go get yourself a couple of clients. Use the re-engager. You've had conversations in the last 3 to 6 months with people that it probably makes sense to do business with. Restart that conversation. And when you start that conversation, set the agenda, okay? Set the agenda in that sales conversation so you can guide that sales conversation and have the best shot at doing it. Go get yourself some clients. If you want this, but you don't have the money, go get yours, okay? Go do the thing. Because if not now, when? Right? If you're watching this looking for some magic bullet that's going to magically save your ass, you don't even have a prospect problem. There's bigger issues than that. And if you're one of those people that chase shiny objects, seriously, don't buy my course, okay? For the rest of you that this makes sense for, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. You got 30 days to kick this around, implement all the things, learn all the stuff, build out the entire process. And if you don't like the way my hair looks one day on a Facebook Live, send an email to support and get your money back. Like, seriously, I don't care. We want to help impact as many people as we can by helping those of you that are actually good at your craft be able to get fucking awesome clients. That's what we're here for. That's what we're about. So if you've got questions, post them in the comments. And for the rest of you that are ready to roll, I will see you in the course and the student group. Peace out, Cub Scouts.